Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It is, of course, Saturday night, and that means Monster of the Week, our weekly tournament series that's free to play in. You can get coffee just for participating. Why is that? Well, I am part of the content affiliate program. That means the Phobies team does, in fact, give me coffee for producing Phobies content, like this tournament. But the devs are also providing prizes for these events. So if you're interested in playing in some Phobies tournaments where everything is set to level 1, hit up the Random Slots Discord. The link for that, of course, is in the description. But chat, we have a single event we're going to be looking at today. I wasn't able to run both of them like I normally do. Just had real life stuff going on. And as a warning to everybody, next week I will not be running any Monster of the Week tournament. So what week are we talking about? Because I'm sure people will see this well after the fact. We're talking Saturday, December 7th. There'll be no Monster of the Week. We'll be back the following week, barring catastrophe, but I'm going to some IRL conventions, so I just won't be around to run the tournaments. So it's kind of difficult to run the tournament if I'm not going to be around. So I think it's we're on week 48. We haven't really missed too many, so. All right, let's see here, chat. We got to pull up the bracket. Hope everybody out there is doing well. Had a good start to their weekend, or middle of their weekend, I guess, as it were. But like I said, we're going to take a peek. There were a few events, or a few matches, rather, that people had indicated they wanted highlighted. In fact, they reached out to me and were rather adamant about, like, hey, can we get a thread to submit games to? So here we are. So let's switch gears so we don't spoil anything. We're going to take a peek at this particular game. Let's see here. And by this particular game, I mean I got to find it. All right, so game number 1, we're zoning in with Alpaca versus Deer Age. Alpaca 05 here on Phobos. This one... multiple people indicated this was a very good game, so we'll see. I'm not a huge fan of Phobos, but it was in the rotation, so we said, hey, we'll try it. I know there are other people who feel differently, but we're getting what was one of the more common openers from both players when this map was still around, or last around, and that is Snowball into Gravedigger plus response. The idea being that you can get your Snowball as player 2 up to try and cap some of those points. Blue player, of course, is trying to solidify the middle very early on, and we'll see how this plays out. The fight over the middle is always a big deal, although we have seen a number of hard pushes over time as this map has come in and out of rotation. Just a random. I don't know what you're saying in chat. I'm kind of unclear. We'll leave it at that. All right, Stabby out of our orange player. 4-2 panic point advantage, and this is what we commonly would see. Alpaca leaning into, or leaning into, rather, a Minotaur. That's interesting given the current makeup of both players' teams. Probably going to get a takedown here on the cat. This could be a dead Gravedigger, right? Because between Stimmed Bees and the Minotaur, is that going to be enough? 7, 8? Probably not. Probably only like 1,200 damage at most. I know Minotaur has been buffed, but I don't think it's been buffed that much. And additionally, the orange player has been able to supplement this push. This is kind of the risk that you run, as blue player if you do not properly support the center. Now, the Minotaur, not great. We also banked 8 keys. Ooh, it is actually... Dude, really? I guess because you got 2 attacks. Okay, it's 425. That makes sense. Phantom coming in. This makes a lot more sense. Getting the double hits with the Gin Sting rather than trying to occupy the Stim where you would clearly be in range of the Stabby. Are we getting the Kerbaloon going off? Ooh! Got him! Yeah, as soon as I saw that Kerbloom come out, I'm like, or the Shove Shark, rather, with the Kerbloom on the board, you kind of knew some shenanigans were happening. That's a double kill. That's 7 keys. Yikes. Ouchtown population Dozer? I mean, Phantom Dozer, I guess, is a thing. It's still a 4-2 panic point advantage. There is a lot of pressure on our orange player, at least temporarily. That looks like it's all about to change. Probably will see the Dozer get whipped into the fray by Phantom. And interestingly enough, the Phantom can body block for the Dozer. So the Dozer can possibly kill the Stabby. Phantom OP? Maybe. Maybe. We do get a repeller. Something just fell over. Alright, so Phantom not going for it now, which means that it is in range of the Firkin. I don't love this. Is our orange player going to go for it? Yeah, like, the Shub Shark. What? Okay, so we're gonna turn off Dozer? Is that worth it? Why not turn off their Phantom? Like, what do you care about getting locked in place? And the Dozer wouldn't even be able to get into range to lock something in place without the assistance of Phantom. So, like... And here's the Dear H signature. We do, in fact, have a Waffalo. By the way, it's a 5-1 panic point advantage for our orange player. 5-1 panic point advantage. Maxing out on Phobies, Dear H going up to 7. Still room and keys for our blue player. 9 keys to 7. Alright, that's... To me, that's a sign of desperation. When the Onion Boy comes down onto the board, the Onion player is generally not happy. Like, that's... This is not going to end well. For our blue player, at least. Probably not going to end well for our blue player. This map hurts your head because of the panic point placement? What? Why? What's wrong with the panic points on this map? I mean, aside from the fact that there's a million. I mean, I don't love the panic point placement, but I wouldn't say it hurts my head. Firkin just going for it. What are we summoning here? You gotta be summoning the... Yep. 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 Who are we taking? I love the moonwalk there. We're taking Onion Boy? Yep. I'm a little surprised it wasn't the Dozer. I'm a little surprised it wasn't the Dozer. But wait a sec. Hold on a second. So, this is new. I don't know how often this scenario has come up. If Karst watches this, put this in the books for when people ask. Apparently, once Ogre activates, if it's stolen, it's either activated permanently, which I'm sure we can test with Hoovy, or it's still considering itself on the blue team. Because quite clearly, this is not below the threshold. That's actually kind of interesting. Either way, Onion Boy is getting clobbered. Takes an enormous amount of effort to kill it, though. Whoop. I kind of feel like you should have taken the Dozer. Maybe the math... I'm not going to pause it and go back and check, but like maybe you just would have lost the Waffalo and the Dozer would have gotten pooped away and done nothing. But I feel like you'd much rather have had access to the Dozer, because it's tankier, does more damage. Could have locked their stuff down, you know. All the stuff Dozer does. But instead, Dozer's gonna go beat up on Goon. Actually freezing him in place. But that Phantom needs to beat feet or it's gonna get bombed. You know, given that Will Waffalo connected, this is way closer than it probably should be. Blom. Power down onto Repeller. Okay, fine. I mean, it doesn't matter, because, like, the boop here hypothetically could have killed the Stabby, because you can move the snowball up the body block and then force it into the pit. We're reinforcing in the center. Goon able to leech enough life that it's actually almost full health. It's kind of hilarious. Cooking that Phantom. I mean, we're kind of watching the slow demise of our blue player here. I think plays earlier in the game basically lock this one out aside from the panic point advantage here. I think their decision to bank into some rather questionable Phobies kind of led them down this path. They gave up a lot of tempo, and then when our orange player was able to reclaim the center, which is kind of how you win or lose this map, is control of that center, so that you can pivot and then claim the other panic points on the edges, as long as you're not light years behind. GG. Down goes Alpaca. Well played. Yeah, that was an interesting one, Chad. I don't think we've seen Onion Boy get Waffaloed before. I don't think that's happened. I could be wrong. Nope. Wrong button. Click the wrong thing there, Chad. Significantly quicker game here. We got Deer H once again versus Dama. Transaction declined. We'll see how this map goes. This is, as mentioned, a much quicker game. 11 turns shorter. Deer H, I know Karst was kind of partial to a triple 1-key opener here, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing 1-key into Sentinel, which has once again become a topic of interest. Wait, what? Why did this happen? Just to ensure that, like, they don't jar the cowbell? I don't know. It seems sketchy. I do like this from Dama. Flipping these two panic points instead of choosing to take the top panic point, because this actually is better. Rather than getting a 2-to-1 panic point advantage, you have a 2-to-0, and you're in position with the unicorn to defend the bottom. The top is going to be easier to reclaim, even if the cat moves up. You're going to have to force Deer H to body block your cat from getting there. Otherwise, help from the vault and the cat will clear it out. Probably... I think you would have been better off if you had found a way to kill this. Rotate the Contortio up first, then swing the corn back, because otherwise you kind of have to stutter step the Contortio and you won't make it far enough. And then the cat will allow you to kill off their cat and claim the panic point. Instead, we go for matching Inoculi. And the answer from Deer H is Gargles plus Cupcake. Gargles is actually very cute on this map. I think there's a lot of things presented by adding this to your team. I don't feel that adding Sizzle to your team adds a whole lot. That's 4 keys that could probably be put to better use with virtually anything else. Right? Like, I don't know. I'm just not seeing it. This is actually verging on catastrophic for Dama here. Not only is that Gargle's unassailable, but so is the Innocuous. And the Innocuous still has line of sight to the heart with a triple panic point advantage. Yikes. You really needed a Lobber instead of this Sizzle. Or something tanky to put on the center panic point, which admittedly probably would have died anyway. But as soon as the Gargles come out, you got to go into Lobber mode, because you know that they're going to do this. Or you needed something such as Quagmire, since it's coming out, it's a good example, to sit in between the Gargles and the heart to prevent it from just getting shelled. Additionally, I don't love the Corn positioning, because now it is not in range to eliminate the cat on its own. So you have this useless melee phobia that's consuming a spot on your team, consumed 4 keys, and... Alright, now you're getting Klepto out here. And the Corn is... Like, the Corn didn't do anything. Like, it literally did nothing this turn. There's the Cupcake. How much damage is this doing? Oof. Oof size large. Not gonna feel good if you're on the orange team right now. Quagmire pushing up. Half health. Gargles is now open for business. We're gonna get a big ol' splash hit, but again, because the Corn was not in position on the previous turn, it can't meaningfully interact with any of this stuff. Ball game. Yeah. Yeah. There were decisions made in that game, and they led to this outcome directly. GG. That's the way the Phobie crumbles sometimes. Alright, I'm being told this next one is a quote-unquote epic match by both players, but they also did not put the correct name in here. Oh, God. Why do people do this? Let's see if we can find it. Alright. They didn't put the right name. God damn it. Why do people do this? I want you to watch this game, but I won't tell you the right person that it's against. Like, alright. Alright, I assume it's this game. We'll see. Alright, we're once again on transaction decline. Alpaca, bringing it back. Octolucas, I think that's what your name is supposed to be. I don't know. It is not the name that is the Discord name. They're not remotely close. So, hopefully this is the right game. We'll see. I'm being told by the players, both players, neither of which posted the correct name, by the way, that this was an epic game. So, we shall be the true deciders of whether that is accurate or not. Either way, we get a couple corns and cats staring each other down. Gravedigger coming out early. Maybe a little heebie-jeebie special on the horizon. Alpaca, I'm pretty sure, is new to Monster of the Week. I don't think we've watched Alpaca games before. Could be wrong. I mean, other than tonight. Obviously, we watched them earlier. So this is new. New-ish. We don't typically see Gravedigger on this map. Certainly not doing this, or at least it's been some time since we've had this sort of play being made. So triple panic point advantage as well as the innocuous advantage goes to our orange player here. Bloat the follow-up because I don't know. Someone else will have to explain this bloat to me because I don't get it. Like, it's positioned poorly. It's going to disrupt your innocuous. The only mech is Halfy, which, again, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. Maybe one hit from innocuous, horn, and bloat kills the Halfy, which is, like, great. But I don't know. That's a very... I would say that's a very aggro corner. I was about to say that's a very aggro corner, but it's not realistically because of the conveyor tile. Bloat in position. Scaring off the Halfy, presumably. Slap. More like tickle. 100 damage. Like, who cares? Phantom for Alpaca. We'll see if it works out any better this time. Something tells me they're not going to bank to Dozer. Something tells me they're not going to bank to Dozer. Whoop. Sorry, hit the mic. Hit the mic arm. My bad. Oh, please. My bad. Oopsie, baby. That is also not something we commonly see on this map, but 4 to 5 Phobies. Our blue player does actually have to get something killed in order to free up slots to leverage this Phantom. Like, what are you going to fling in? And they are playing this appropriately with that in mind, aggressively pushing forward. Not only to get the 3 panic point advantage, but also you want to get value out of the Phobies. You don't want them to just die, so send them in there and push some damage. Bloat. Sure. This frees up the way for Oopsie Baby to take down the corn. You probably didn't want to give up that much. Like, that's 3 Phobies right there. Yikes. Don't know that you wanted to cough up that much real estate. The response is erratic. Clearly not going to get flung in immediately. Are we going to get a heebie-jeebies special? We do. 5 Phobies on the side of our orange player, meaning they have to actually punch through that obstacle. I believe they have the firepower to do it, but that's going to kind of take their entire damn turn. Bloat. Flipping the panic points the other way. Oh, they actually don't. Needed a second hit from Innocuous or something else to help clear this out. Gives our blue player a little bit more time to set up, but this is probably a dead Contortio. We're going to kill it with Snowball. I guess. Alright. Ted's sauntering his way onto the battlefield. So now there is the threat of the erratic kind of showing up anywhere. 0 keys for our blue player. Still have 7 for orange, but orange is kind of hurting here, art-wise. This map can, you can burn through somebody's heart health pretty damn quickly. Once again, Onion Boy rears his roid-raged head. The most common delivery method for steroids is onions, right? Everybody knows that. Sometimes I say stuff, and I think about it, like, the next day, and I'm like, nobody's gonna take this seriously, are they? Like, this is for entertainment value, in case anybody was curious. 2-to-1 panic point advantage. Our blue player does have to advance in, but they do have the advantage of Phantom. Is this going to be enough, though? I do like this positioning because it is possible that the Ted cannot... Like, you can't kill the Ted in time to free up the space to hit the erratic? Or even power it down? Probably can power it down. Alright, some AoE damage. Ew, that's awkward. Okay, never mind. You can just power it down. It was only one hit to kill the Ted. I thought Ted was tankier than that. Oh, that is a cool play. I do like that. You don't see it very often with the conveyor belt to get the kill here. 800 health. Huh. I don't know why I thought Ted was over 1,000. Although... maybe it's Jill? I don't know. Either way. Power down. Definitely keeping our orange player alive, but they don't have a lot of time to kill these final two Phobies. Actually forced into claiming the panic points back, getting the kill here, triple panic point advantage going the other way. I think that's all she wrote. Oh yeah, for sure. Without, like, you don't even kill the ogre. Yikes. Very interesting game. Very interesting game. It did look like our orange player was going to take it, but in fact, or excuse me, that our blue player was going to take it, but in fact, our orange player was able to pull it back. Well done. Alright, chat. We got Deer H and Marky here on Scoposeum. I feel as though this is an underrated map. Sorry, I had to fix obs and stuff, so sound was cutting out. Almost 4 years in. Wait, are we going on year 3 or year 4? What year did... hold on, this is going to bother me now. What year did Phobies launch? Was it 2020? Phobies release date. March 7th, 2022. Alright. Alright, don't worry about it, chat. Don't worry about it. It feels like Phobies has been out longer than that, but apparently 2022. So we'll hit our 3rd anniversary, not our 4th anniversary. Getting ahead of myself here. But anyway, early Shove Shark out of Deer H. Marky with the... ooh, we're going with Quagmire and Charon. It's not uncommon to see one or the other on this map, but together that almost feels like overkill. I'm not sure. Ooh, we're getting the lockdown onto the Quagmire. That's a bold move there. Get the counter Charon. I'm a little surprised in that case that we did not see the snowball fireball the Quagmire. I guess it kind of doesn't matter, but you're going to get this cooldown back most likely. Given the composition that you've deployed as Deer H, you're not pressuring, you're not pushing a lot of damage early on. But bold players seem to be content to just, you know, crap all over the floor, as one does. Charon must be terrible at parties. Like, That guy is just pooping in the corner. It's like, who invited this guy? Nobody likes this guy. It's gross. It's unsanitary. It's unhealthy. Why you gotta do that? Imagine if Charon disabled toilets if he used them, and that's why he craps on the floor. He clogs every toilet he uses, so he can't, like, that's why he just craps on the floor, because he knows that, like, if he goes and uses the bathroom, then no one else will be able to use it. So he's actually looking out for everyone else because of that. Oh my god. This is how tired I am, chat. Anyway. Bad Omen getting added to the team. Rusty wore off, ultimately didn't lead to anything. 3-1 panic point advantage. Blue. Who we haven't seen in a while. Where are my blue players at? Kivo supplementing the team. We still got to get this Razormouth back in position in order to actually claim this panic point. And I have to imagine that we didn't go for the Razormouth on the stim in order to avoid, like, a Quagmire Hematic Gin Sting kill. But I think you'd be very happy with that. Like, bait them into doing that. If nothing else, you'll get 2 Hevo hits onto the Hematic Gin Sting if they try and, like, just bees, but you might be able to actually kill it off the stim and hits from everything. I don't know. I feel like you wanted to do that already. But either way, we're going to get a shove into Bad Omen, power down Charon and Quagmire. Going for the heart pressure. Ooh, I think this is kind of cool. Is it good? I don't know. This one seems pretty tough. You're down panic points. But your opponent doesn't have a whole lot to defend with. We're getting a big boom hit. That actually kills Bad Omen. I don't know if I've ever seen a Gravedigger on this map, let alone break that block, but that does allow a direct line of fire to the Hevo. That was a great heads-up play by Marky. It doesn't result in a takedown, but this is a lot of beef here. Between the Minotaur, the Hematic, and the Quagmire, this is a lot of things with big numbers. You can attack the heart here, but it is a large map, therefore more thousands of health. Putting a big hurt on it, though. We'll say that. Dear H completely committing to this push. Like, this is what you can safely call all in. Quagmire's still powered down, but Marky's kind of in position to address most of this, I think. Yeah, you get the takedown there. That actually pulls you onto the panic point. The challenge play here with Charon means that you crap on more lava tiles. This is just completely broken. This offensive, right? Maybe not completely. There is a world where Klobster now moves and dives for the bottom corner. That might be Dear H's only out. Marky still has 10 keys, but all of them have to be focused on ensuring you don't die. Oh, we're actually swapping out? I don't love that. Would you not have made it? Where was the crab? Like below the goon? So you move to the panic point, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you don't make it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you don't make it to that panic point. All right, that makes more sense then. I kind of assumed that it would make it. So I guess the positioning on the crab They were always intending to send the crab to the heart, but I think the crab should have gone, and we'll see if Marky wins this by 300 health. Because if they do, that means you should have sent the crab to the bottom. I guess it would have to be 225 health. Slap. You're not getting through that wall of HP that is Quagmire. The Snot Monster reigns again. Panic point advantage, blue. Heart all but completely defended. There is a world where you can goon the heart. Looks like that's exactly what we're going to do. Blom. Not enough, though. Because Bees is not up. Zero keys remaining. And I think I can go so far as to say 0 hope remaining for DRH here. And this point it's just the slow takedown because nothing can even reach. I'm not clear why this takes 2 turns. As DRH wanted to power through regardless their last turn with a 90% damaged Gonzo. Very well played. A strong defense by Marky. You can still see 10 keys remaining. Correctly identified. 1,580 health. I don't think capping this panic point would have done it, because you would have only done the extra 200, not even 225. And you would have done plus 120 damage? No, plus... How much is... Clopster? 380? Yeah, so you would have done an extra 120 damage if you had hit this with the cat the second time and then sent the Clopster to the bottom. But I don't think you'd ever control the panic points enough. Especially since Marky still had keys. No Snowball used, although Snowball can't get here right away. I don't know. Either way, GG, well played. And those are all the games for tonight. Like I said, only one event this weekend, couldn't run a second one, but we will be missing out on Monster of the Week. Next week, we'll pick up the following week, and we'll see what people have in store then. So once again, December 7th, 2024, no Monster of the Week that weekend. But we'll be getting back on track. That's going to do it for this time. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and tune in next time for more Random Thoughts.